Thank you, Senator Britt. And I will just say thank you to our witness who has been sitting here for now 4.5 hours without a break, I think maybe a little bit under the weather. And you have outlasted pretty much everyone here but Senator Britt and myself. So thank you for being here today.
I'm in good company.
Well, certainly coming in behind someone as strong and as passionate and as committed to doing the right thing and to justice. When you served as Attorney General in Florida, that was certainly a high bar that you set, and I was honored to come in after you as the Attorney General. You've touched on so many of the issues that you fought for in Florida that you are still fighting for now here in Washington, and whether that is protecting our children, protecting our law enforcement officers, protecting the rule of law. All of these things, your experiences, both personal and professional, are playing into how you are standing strong for what this country was built on in this role. And I, for one, am proud not only to be here as a United States Senator, the most junior member of this committee, but to be here and working in Washington right now with the honor of serving as a senator and watching this administration and certainly you bring this country back to its bearing, that we are a nation that is a government for the people with the consent of the governed. And if we are going to protect life, liberty, and their opportunity to pursue happiness, we have to guarantee safety. It has to be a mission. And that starts in our communities and our states. And I think what people are missing is the federal government has a set of laws that it is working within federal jurisdiction, that it is incumbent upon them to execute and enforce within the states. And I'm watching what has happened around this nation as a result of what has happened under the Biden administration and what they allowed to happen purposefully, whether that was rogue prosecutors, defunding police, decriminalizing crime, allowing juveniles to run rampant with no accountability, revolving jailhouse door, no respect for the rule of law. It goes on and on and on. And you're seeing that now playing out in the cities around this country. And what is very terrifying, and I think you would agree, is this is not your Democratic Party of yesteryear, where we might have said they're soft on crime. This is now a Democratic Party who is offering support for and encouraging obstructionist behavior, threats of violence against law enforcement. And as the wife of a law enforcement officer, as someone who's committed my own life as a federal prosecutor, attorney general, now as a U.S. senator,
judge,
it is and a judge. Thank you. I think I had to demonstrate that a little bit earlier. It is horrifying to me that where we used to talk about differences in policies, where one party was thought to be tough on crime and one party was thought to be soft on crime, we're not talking about the fundamental ideals and structure on which this country was built. And I have been horrified watching the partnership between a governor in Illinois and a mayor in Chicago, and the collaboration, some might say the corruption, and the rhetoric they are using. And I have to say this because I think for somebody like you and somebody like me, it makes you extraordinarily concerned for the success and future of this country. Pritzker, he uses words like, this is an unconstitutional invasion of Illinois, militarized CBP and ICE agents to the street of Chicago to cause violence and chaos in the city. And I quote, Pritzker, people are getting detained, they're getting arrested, US citizens, making it a war zone. Pritzker, it's a war zone, and they are using tear gas and chemical agents at peaceful protesters. Pritzker, they are waging war on our people. Pritzker, we must now start calling this what it is, Trump's invasion. Not to be outdone, though, by Johnson, who says that, and I quote, law enforcement is a sickness. We have a rogue, reckless group of heavily armed mass individuals roaming throughout our city. Johnson, ice lies and people die. Johnson, the Trump administration must end the war on Chicago. Johnson, in the coming weeks, we will use this as an opportunity to build greater resistance. I am wondering if Pritzker and Johnson understand that there are federal laws that criminalize inciting violence against law enforcement and federal agents. I am wondering if they are concerned at all about what their speech is doing and the danger it's putting not only federal agents in, that, by the way, swore an oath to protect other people, but the danger it's putting the citizens of their community in. Anytime you start pitting your own people against their own government, a government is only there at its core to protect rights and the safety of its people, that is incredibly dangerous. And I hear this rhetoric, and I think to myself, every foreign adversary saying thank you to the governor of Illinois and the mayor of Chicago. Thank you for doing their jobs for them, for undermining the strength and safety of this country, and for gaslighting the American people as we are trying to shore up the stability of our communities. And that puts you in such a remarkable, important position right now. You are the top law enforcement official in this country. And you have a responsibility to call out this rhetoric. And when it violates and crosses over from free speech into inciting violence, we have to call that out. We have to remind the American people that we are dealing with the aftermath of millions of undocumented allowed to flood into this country. I know because I litigated it and I fought against it. And when I had to get through litigation documents that showed their plan was to step back and let the border be overrun, when nobody believed that was happening, it was people like us that said, this is happening. They're allowing our country to be overrun. They're allowing, through rogue prosecutors and an undermining and demoralization of law enforcement, for our cities to fall prey to criminals. They are allowing this to happen. And they are doing so, trust me, cheered on by our adversaries. And it takes someone with strength and the ability to take the criticism for 4 hours and 40 minutes and sit here resolute in your commitment to uphold the rule of law. And I know the only reason that you can do that is because what you went through in your prior life, working hand in hand with law enforcement, seeing what their families went through, holding the hands of victims, not letting these people turn our heroes into villains, and certainly not letting these people make the United States of America appear anything other than what it is. It is a country that protects, first and foremost, our people's rights, and we do so by also guaranteeing, with the consent of our government, that we'll focus on their safety. And that is why I was so glad you started out this hearing with my mission is to protect the people and prosecute violent crime, and to make sure the corruption that happened again under the last administration can never happen again. And as you sat here today and you heard the affect of the people whose friends and colleagues, and indeed even members of the judiciary, whose phones were analyzed and traced from a grand jury subpoena, and they're just finding out last night, assuring them that you understand what that feels like, and that you will not let it happen again, no matter how much they want to disguise accountability as weaponization. Thank you for being you, Pam the prosecutor, Pam the person that cares about this country and its people and the future of America. Thank you for being here today. Would you like to end with any comments?
Thank you, Senator Moody. And you know, they may try to destroy our country, but they won't. They won't be successful, nor will our foreign adversaries, because we have the greatest president in Donald Trump, and he will make America safe again, and he will keep us safe. Thank you, Senator, and thank you for all you do.
And we will keep the record open for a week. I know Senator Whitehouse wanted to offer some comments for the record and any other additional questions, and we'd ask that you respond to those.
I'm sure he did.
Thank you so much. And with that, the hearing is adjourned.